Hello, my name is Craig Drury, and I'm a research scientist with Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. I'd like to take the next few minutes talking about some of the accomplishments of the Conservation Agricultural Network, as well as the future direction. So one of the accomplishments is the publication of a special section of the Soil Science Society of America Journal that focuses on the impact of conservation agriculture practices on their ability to mitigate N2O emissions and enhance carbon sequestration. The guest editors of the special section were myself, Jane Johnson, and Chuck Rice. There were 10 peer-reviewed papers published in this special section, of which 7 were based upon field studies, 2 on modeling papers, and 1 was a meta-analysis study. We also conducted an additional meta-analysis study on the role of conservation agriculture practices in mitigating N2O emissions. This meta-analysis was submitted for publication last November and is still under peer review. This meta-analysis included the use of 73 peer-reviewed papers, and over 280 direct comparisons were used. The practices covered in the meta-analysis included conservation tillage, cover crops, and diversified crop rotations. We also took into consideration the soil and climatic properties, and we used this information to identify under what climatic conditions and soil conditions that these conservation practices were most effective. We did find that conservation tillage significantly decreased N2O emissions by 11%. Now, cover crops and diversified crop rotations had variable effects on N2O emissions. They did work in certain soils and climates, but they weren't as globally applicable as the conservation tillage practices. Which leads us to our next research opportunity slide, in which case we're currently investigating the possibility of a merger of the Conservation Agriculture Network and the Nutrient Management Network. Try to stack the best practices from both. So if this merger goes through, the research objective would be to investigate the combination of nutrient management and conservation agriculture practices on reducing greenhouse gas emissions from soil while enhancing soil carbon sequestration. New members and ideas are always welcome. If you're interested in joining the Conservation Agriculture Network, please contact me at the email address on the slide. Thank you for your attention.